Why am I laughing at this? Okay, so this is gonna be... I don't know if you can hear them, but I have made it some drastic changes to the microphone settings. After days. Oh, such laborious days. No, after... I've made a lot of changes to the microphone. This is going to be a test in that, and also the title is kind of... You know how people will like censor the titles of their YouTube videos to make them more... We're gonna play the game from. To like... I guess it's... Yeah, to avoid... I don't know, being like... Not shadow banned, but like... I'm not blacklisted, but just sort of hidden from the algo, because they're like, no, they don't like shot and killed in the title, that's not fun. But like, that's what happened here, you know, it's not my fault. So this will be a test in... Oh, there's gonna be a lot of like... guttural... They're going to be... This is Ace Attorney, there are going to be like a lot of like guttural screaming sounds. Oh, speaking of... There we go. Prosecutor's path. Which case did I leave off on? I didn't finish fully. The grand turnabout. What, I'm proving it's real. You got a problem with it, pal? Anyway, it is an excellent fan translation. I want to stream that, so maybe I can do it for Decimate. So, yes. Here we are. Let's resume. March 14th, 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway. What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was! It was unbelievable! Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir.
But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir.
True. So then what now?
Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch.
Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Huh? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information. Regarding the mysteries surrounding my door. Begin investigation. Prosecutor's Building. Let's see, who do we speak to? There's a lot. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. This is what they're doing on the top floor of this building, the prosecutors. Just playing, instead of, I don't know, paperwork, or like processing cases. Well, yeah, I've never seen this guy work a case. Well, I've never seen a unicorn in real life either, but that doesn't necessarily... Like, I've never seen a blue whale in real life either, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. It isn't suspicious, but I need to hear the dialogue for it anyway. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area! These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective? In a hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime. To envision myself winning, naturally. Gumshoe, I think he has a house. Does this imply that he does... Yeah, it is heavily implied that Edgeworth does not pay him a livable wage, by the way. It's... I mean, it's like, that's factual. Gumshoe's talking about living on ramen. Well, Edgeworth doesn't pay him directly, but he does have a big influence. I think. Oh, this is... Oh, hey! Isn't this that Missing Zero series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. God, talk about... It looks gorgeous. God. There are all these, like, different save files, too. We're gonna play the game, I promise. But, like, look at all these! Did I mention this last time? Historically, in Ace Attorney games, we have had 2 slots for save games. Actually, not even that. Like, not even that. The earlier games were like, you save it once. I think it's only like it was from Dual Destinies and onward. Then it was like, okay, the 3DS has more room. The 3DS has more room. Okay. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then, that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. Huh. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Why indeed? Let's talk to Maggie. Oh, Maggie. How I've tested the exact same 9 to 11 lines. Oh, my hair always looks like a mess. Whatever. Here. Immersion. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case.
I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream! A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth!
I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with triangle. Have you ever met the victim before?
Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir.
That sounds like fun! Oh, just once I'd have loved to have played with him.
It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir.
Yeah, on second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with him. Oh. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you're an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit.
But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night.
You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct?
Don't worry. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures.
What?
Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now I even managed to be named a criminal, just when I become a security guard.
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
I know! And just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck.
You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth! You can count on me! I'll do all I can to help!
Here, show his prosecutor's badge to everyone.
That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor.
Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. What the fuck does that- despite all appearances? Oh wait, that's weird. Okay, the webcam light turns on and off depending on- okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. Despite all appearances? What the fuck does that mean?
With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on? Just for a little bit.
I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you?
I guess not.
On second thought, they're actually on the same level. God, he's so fucking pretentious. Alright, Queen. What was I going to ask her about?
I'm just a lowly security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it.
It's like talking to another gumshoe. So when did you discover that the master key was missing?
By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir.
Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place?
Oh, it's nothing like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window.
Always, you say? Except for this time, correct?
Well, I admit that I was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I'd used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge.
She used the master key? What did you mean by you used the master key?
Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who'd forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right?
She's so cute. What is it?
That's right! I just remembered! The prosecutor who forgot his key! It was Mr. Portsman, sir!
What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly. You forgot something. I mean... I forget shit that happened like 3 hours ago, I get it.
It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir.
And that's when you loaned the master key to him?
No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir.
I see. And then? What happened after that?
Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think.
So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. It's the master key. This key was used to unlock and lock Portsman's office at 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. Talk about suspicious! I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Whose door? Whose fucking Scooby-Doo door? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. This is mine. This is badge 247, right? 1202. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops! Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir! They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... it's a little unnerving, huh? Kingdom Hearts flashbacks for like a microsecond. I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. A minimalist yet classy door made of top-quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break it by force. It's almost, majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Oh my god! Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see! So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I could do for everyone? Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. I mean, I guess that's one way to interpret it. Let's look at this idiot's door. God, we need to talk to Gumshoe too. Oh, here's a familiar face. Oh, God, I fucking... This one always misses me. Why Mr. Portsman, Mr. Jacques Portsman always wants to call the other guy Jim. He's like, Jacques and Jim. They just go together well, don't they? And I was like, what does he mean by that? What does he mean? Oh, Jock and Gym as in gymnasium.
It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly, post-haste.
Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open.
That's so cute. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? Winston Payne. You know how long it took me to realize that the pun there is winced in pain? It's so fucking good, dude. Sergeant Pole-Ease the Cop is such a fucking Ace Attorney name out in the wild, man. I love them. I love Ace Attorney names. After this guy, we'll talk to Gumshoe. Don't let me forget. Is everything alright? Yes, sir! If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds! Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh! Everything's okay, sir! A word of advice. Stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight. What? I gotta look at the back. Stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight. Is the objective to remain unfocused? That's a some fucking Cole Phelps way of asking a question. See what I mean? It's like a universal autism thing. I forgot about the fucking basketball net. Jesus Christ. Look at the prosecutor for my case, bro. He's shooting hoops in the hallway. I'm fucked. I'm fucked if this is how confident he is. There's nothing of interest here. I misclicked. Where is it? There. It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? Hey. These fucking places. Well, it's also on the top floor. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? I can't judge, honestly. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office?
Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir.
So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202?
I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd?
Yup, that's gotta be it! I can't think of another reason why! I can think of at least 3. Am I even wasting time thinking about this? I don't know, it could be relevant. The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you brought it from? Oh my god. Like, the long pauses are just me doing this. Or, like, me doing the fucking, like... Bro, I hate when... Sometimes it works, but I hate when I'm like, oh, looks into camera, and, like, that's the joke. That's not the joke! It's like, what the fuck do you say to that? Hold on. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? That's fucking remarkable. He's not usually that... He doesn't, like... That's like... Edgeworth is only that bitingly sarcastic when he's really... almost, like, invested in not giving a fuck. Or at least trying to come off like he doesn't. Definitely trying to come off like he doesn't. A minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. I can't decide. The sun, is it the sun or the moon? The sun or the moon? The sun or the moon? It's the moon. It's kind of majestic too. Fits in really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's offices. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. True. Fact? Oh, look at his nameplate. Oh no, we have to talk to Gumshoe still. Not have to. Wait, is there room for more than one? For more than like 4 thoughts in his head at a time? That would actually be really interesting. That would actually be really interesting. I know it's like probably a UI. It's definitely a UI thing, because it would be crazy to have, I think, more than. I can see room for a 3rd one maybe, for a total of 6, for like 3 on either side. Also, it's like how many thoughts in his head can he hold at the how much of the shit in his head can he hold at the same time? That's interesting. Let's start. Let's have a conversation, detective. I know it's low. Yes, sir! Detective Gumshoe. You look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? Oh, it's nothing. But I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And the detective in that Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim too. I bet one of them is a big fan of that show. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it too? Of course! The tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Friendship, detective? I think you're mistaking it with pity. How can you say that, sir? And after all we've been through together, too. How could you say that? He's trying so hard to come off like unaffected. No, in this one he learns empathy. I'm so used to like looking at the camera like this. And the webcam like holds me accountable. Like presentation-wise. About Miss Bird. No way she's the killer! Please don't tell me you buy into that accusation, sir! Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position. Well, if you're only asking, then I guess that's okay. Just stand next to her and then press X. Then you two can talk about whatever topic you pick. When you want to ask her about evidence, all you have to do is present it to her with triangle. After you choose what to show her, press triangle again and off you two go. I recommend showing different people different things. You'd be surprised by what they say. He gets it. Thank you for the explanation, though I don't recall asking for one. Oh, just so you know, sir, you could show me evidence in the same way too. I do believe it's time to get down to business and ask some questions of Miss Bird. Ignored again. Not here, Gumshoe. I was wondering about the investigation. Oh, but I've been waiting for this! Let a real seasoned pro teach you how it's done. A real seasoned pro? Of instant noodle cuisine, perhaps. You know that you can always check out the really important spots in more detail, right? Yes. And if the area is too big, you can always use the right stick to take a look around. Oh, but don't worry, sir. The right stick command will only show up when you need it. I knew that as well. And when you think there's a contradiction or something unusual, try deduction. First, you line up your cursor with the suspicious-looking area, and then press triangle and choose your poison. I mean evidence. It's like you're gonna take that too literally. Oops. When you've settled on a piece, you've got to present it with triangle again. I'm pretty sure I already knew that as well, Detective. Well, if you can remember all that, then welcome to the world of pros. I dub you Ace Investigator. Class dismissed. And all I wanted was an update about the investigation. He's like, I see zero. I see zero utilization for small talk. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it in himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? That's fucking... God damn it! God damn, I would hate to be the one dragging that thing up. How does that thing even fit in a stairwell? Okay, relax. It's like... It'd be like a geometric slinky fitting that thing up. Okay. Master key was stolen. Use the master key. 1,000 disarray another handgun. I mean, you know when the tutorial is like deceptively easy? Keep it missing from approximately 1 AM till 2:30 AM. So an hour and a half. This key was used to unlock and lock the Portsman's office at 12 AM and 1:30 AM. Okay, well that's contradictory though. If it was missing from 1 to 2:30 AM, but it was used to, I think, lock, respectively, Portsman's office at 1:30 AM. How does that work? Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story.
What? No way, pal! I mean, sir?
You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 AM, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time.
Wow! Nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth! You saw that contradiction like a pro! I'd totally forgotten about all that! But thanks to you, I remember it now! You're right! It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing.
And?
Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir.
You pretended?
Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir.
That's huge move for the security guard who just wants to get home. If that's my office, I'm not feeling too good. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then?
Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, guess the door still hasn't been locked properly.
Miss Bird unlocked the door, but master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. Was that omitted for brevity? Omitted for brevity, oh my god. Look what's happening to me. I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. It does not. What did I bet the thief's not under here. I guess there isn't enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could contort themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed. Sounds to me like somebody's already tried at least once before. That was such a weird read. Sounds to me like somebody has already tried at least once before. So you need one headphone. Oh, I think do I? Files in disarray. The culprit rearranged my files twice, once before and once after the murder. These two things aren't connected. Have I talked to her yet about everything? Goldfish memory. Oh, oops. That's fine. Goldfish memory. The master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. In that case, then we should just be able to... Then it should still be unlocked. Go forth. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Oh, we have the deduction option. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Is it? The fact that it's not locked up? There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? Hey, you know, you're right! Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door?
I am certain of it, sir! And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't.
Which means, what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door. But how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is, we need to examine these. Yeah, we had a whole discussion about the number plate. Prints on the master key don't mean anything. Everybody's had their paws on the master key. Prints on the doorknob don't mean anything. Lots of people can open and shut the door. Prints on the number plate... Why would there be prints on the number plate? We don't know. Like, as in, why would this be an option available in your mind? We don't know. But I can, you know, Gumshoe mentioned how easily you can swap them out. You know what they say about hanging guns on the wall. You know what they say about hanging numbers on doors. The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all we need to know. But that's not what it is because they're gonna hit me with some damage.
Everything? Really? Like what, sir?
Like, well, for example, then, such as... Well, we know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Wow, that was amazing, sir! How did you know?
Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, that's it. Now, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is examining these. Yeah, I remember, like, when this game came out, a lot of people were like, how is... It was either... I can't remember, it's been... God, fucking 15 years since this game came out. Because this game came out in 2009. Okay, relax. 16! Okay, relax. They were, it was, I think, a comment from the developer, from, like, the developers, or a sentiment among the fan base, but it was like they need to make sure that Edgeworth doesn't look like an idiot, but at the same time not a genius compared to everyone around him, because he's not. Prints on the fucking, everybody's had their mitts on the master key, it seems like. If we examine the fingerprints on the master key... Well, if that's what you want to examine, sir, that was the very first thing we did. I can tell you that we didn't find any prints other than Maggie's. Duh.
That's so brilliant, Mr. Edgeworth! So what can we deduce from that?
Well...
I'll tell you what I deduced. I think this means that the culprit wiped their prints off.
Yes, that's exactly it. I'm glad you were able to come to the same conclusion. However, the more important matter is, by process of elimination, prints on the doorknob. Prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you! Yeah, you, pal! Do us a favor and see what you can live from this, okay? So, what'd you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, Detective. This is what I'm doing in between the long pauses. Sir! I've found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob, sir! So only 2 people's prints were found on this, hmm? That's pretty decisive. No? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose print should be Maggie's, right? Also fucking, I'm the same age as Buddy, Faith, and Jock, let's go to the gym, Portsman.
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Miss Bird says she unlocked this door, but her prints were not found on the doorknob. Hmm? What have we here? Oh, it's a note. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. God, remember, how do kids these days pass notes in school? I guess they text. God, how the fuck do teachers teach these days when kids have kids these days? Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman?
Yes, sir! He's always ready for a match.
Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although, I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. Oh yeah, on the DS, this was like the bottom screen. It was so great. It was... God. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey! How about a game? That's okay, Detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when somebody made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. It's sitting in... The basketball hoop is sitting in front of Portsman's office. There are signs that it's been moved. Oh, they're really trying to do like a cartoon switcheroo here, huh? What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. I can't even... I'm just imagining Edgeworth looking down like, what is this? Just sort of like motioning with its nose for Gumshoe to get it. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. Looks like a note from the victim. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsman. No, but jot it down in my organizer. Investigation complete. Heals. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we have a little chat with the real culprit of this case.
You know who the killer is? Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman.
What? Mr. Portsman?
I knew it! That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me, too! I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir! That is anything but logical. I mean, he was just throwing out accusations like spaghetti. That works, by the way. That is how you tell that noodle is done, if it sticks to the wall when you throw it. But he's just throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, including Maggie. I would be suspicious too. Edgeworth. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. That is so, in the singular. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. March 14th, 5:12 a.m. God, 5 in the fucking morning they're still doing this. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir.
Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. No, sorry? Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jacques Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay. If you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? Huh. I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. It's like you listen to this guy. You listen to the way this guy talks. Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. That's fucking low, dude. Bringing his dad into it. I mean, Manfred's not his dad, but you know, by extension, you're bringing Greg into it. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I gotta stay out on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although, that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you've yet to prove anything. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. Oh, I gotta listen to this, hold on. Oh, this is really good. This is the first time I've heard this. You can, like, hear the heartbeat. Okay. God damn it! I can't tell whether I can't decide whether we should live or die to keep this on. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Wait, if you move my Tucson? Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. No. It's my office! Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. Suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on, with evidence. Rebuttal, let's begin. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but... My accusation is a harebrained idea, is it? You tell me. I'd say it is. After all, there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Oh? And what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here? Oh yeah. Jim was my partner! So you can't say I had a motive for killing him! And? That's it? That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means? It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Hold it! Unfortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I could not gain access to your room. He's like, let me speak your language. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? Yeah. You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you use this to open my door. I mean, yes. Take that! I believe you were able to open my office door. With the master key, no less. Objection! Wait, hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Take that! Of course it was Maggie. You would ask Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we?
I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir.
See? Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you had wanted? I think that misled is, in this case, without an A. Mislead is the... I don't fucking know what the purpose. Look, this isn't some random internet comment. This is a, hey, we localized this. This is a remastered, by the way. We localized this fucking like 16 years ago and the same typos are still in it. Relax. I love these games. Yet, what if you had misled her? To fool her into thinking what you wanted? And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example.
That's right! They do slide out pretty easily.
Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? It was the basketball hoop, right? He shifted it around. He's also hoping that if he paints a cave entrance on one of the walls, that Gumshoe will just burst through the drywall, which is possible.
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir?
It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building, which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor.
That's very true, sir. Because there was a basketball hoop sitting there, I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's.
There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit it in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Conjecture's rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. Okay, that's pretty dense. That's pretty thick. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears.
My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know! I just washed it yesterday!
Please calm down. For I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. You're a man of slime, Portsman. Now you're just spouting nonsense. Nonsense, you say? Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. I had the girl open my office door. Using the master key, of course. Sure. You have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort for people like you. After that, I was in my room the entire time. And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? Where you're going through your law books from start to finish? Ooh. The guitar, hold on. Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Wow, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. Speaking of that. Hold up to the camera. Look at how finely chiseled this is. His office is on the 12th floor. He walks up, how many flights of stairs is that? This is anatomically correct. That is how you get that figure. You walk up 6 to 12 flights of stairs. Yeah, how many... You'll have a great ass the more stairs you walk up. With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workout, so... You don't have a single reason to suspect me. I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually. But none of those would stand up on their own. Then what about all the evidence? It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. It's like when you're parrying back and forth in Soul Calibur. I fucking love this so much. It's PK's attorney. Objection! 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 He seems to be trembling a little. One more little push. All I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony. That's not it. You had the girl open your office door. After that, you're in the room your whole time. You were in your room the whole time, okay? So you say. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. And I was... Like I said, it's deceptively... The tutorial cases, sometimes they're deceptively easy.
Objection!
That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsmouth. A note? It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And right here it says, "But you're out." You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you, and what were you doing? Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room. The very room you had Miss Bird open for you. Yes, the pursuit theme. Ah, fuck yes, it's so good. Okay. You were busy snooping around in my room. The very room you had Miss Bird open for you. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door. Oh god, yes. Oh god, it's so good! Oh my god, this is like, I wish Soul Calibur training mode had this kind of music. Okay, what okay, you proof that Maggie opened the door. It can't be the master key again. Yes, yeah, her prints were not found on the doorknob. Oh fuck, no, you can't present profiles at the same time, okay. What, the one infamous time in Justice for All, where you have to present the autopsy report to Edgeworth again! Pages pertaining to a case tried 10 years ago by my predecessor are missing. No, okay. What among this proves? Can't present this again. I mean... This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. Yeah, you don't want to get anything wrong in the tutorial case, because you're like... Okay, no, don't half-ass it. This is how you got kicked off of homicide last time. No half measures. No, I don't know. No, I'm not sure. And by the end of arson, whatever. Fuck it. I'm asking the magic 8-ball. Proof positive that you had opened the door for you.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right. I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Didn't put two and two together. Well... What does this guy? How many sports does this guy practice, and how many of them involve routine head trauma? If possible. Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me, and Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. And just what's so funny, pal? Oh, well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What?
Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already.
And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. Huh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you'd touched. Which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. Okay, OCD defense. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. Joe! You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like, early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse.
No, that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size.
Ah, but you can't prove that, can you?
Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir.
Ugh. Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one when we were talking. Oh, yeah? That's convenient. I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. Yeah. Portsman's alibi. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, yes, sir! I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Gasson. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Alright, rebuttal. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct?
Hold it!
You are correct. It was at around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Ooh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay. So you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. You know, there are a lot of... You gotta hand it to the translation and localization teams for this, especially especially in the context of investigations where... Not even investigations, but in every statement that you press. Fuck, that guitar is so good. It's so good. Oh my god, I cannot wait for Lung's theme! I can't... And my baby! My son, Yumihiko! Or Sebastian, or Eustace, as he's called in the localization. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah. How to... Like, there are only so many different ways you can segue back to like, okay, let's get back to the testimony. Let's get back to this. It's creative. There's a lot that goes into it. It's, you know, major respect. It's so much more than just translating the text. And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit.
Hold it!
It is as you say, however... Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit. Yup. Right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. I was gonna say, so you paid the guys down in criminal affairs to say you were there. No. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve that you just thought of? Ugh. Impossible! He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Redgeworth? Defend yourself, for Christ's sake. I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. Rest in peace. You there! Sir! Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle. Maggie!
Detective Gumshoe!
Donkey. Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? It was not Mr. Portsman who pulled the gun on him. If I remember right, I do know who it was, but I'm not gonna say. I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. Another handgun. I'm sure you meant couldn't have been Mr. Portsman. It couldn't have been. It was the dude who shot it was the dude who shot your jacket as a means of threatening you. But he didn't actually shoot the fabric, which I find considerate. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. Both equal crimes. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But, seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Maybe the victim and his killer weren't the only visitors to my office tonight. Process of elimination. Files in disarray. The culprit rearranged my files twice, once before and once after the murder. Why? Maybe the victim and his killer weren't the only visitors to my office tonight. That's right. I just feel like we're missing some... You'll see, Violet. I'm like, oh, I feel vain. You have to have a... There's a certain, like... there's a requisite level of vanity you have to like go through the process of setting all this shit up. Let's just be real. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of two different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back...
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. The animation is so good. Oh my god. That was one finger, okay? Relax. One finger. Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great! So you finally come to your senses.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, two culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, two? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were two guns. I'm gonna hear the confess the truth theme. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He thought it was Portsman's. He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess.
Oh! Because you were supposed to be away, right?
And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do.
But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there.
Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then... he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. Don't break your teeth, dude. Very Manfred. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired. The one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, also very Manfred, the Franziska does the same thing too, it's very cute. There was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only, just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So, the shelves getting messed up twice and the two bullets, it was all because two different people were doing those things at two different times? Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief, and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. That is just a lot of conjecture. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth, after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir! But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point.
Don't say that, sir.
I don't believe this! Don't worry, Maggie, I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Portsman's Alibi Part 2. Ooh! Oh my god. Oh god, this... Da, da, da. God. It's so good. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course! Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? Ugh. I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say?
Hold it!
Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Faith's killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files, and it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the 0 files, right? And that's how we also know the letters themselves were a setup, and not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Maybe the killer just didn't think of that either? Yeah, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh? You talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything, after all. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. But according to Mr. Faith's note... Hold on. I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered... I don't have any, no. You see? So I insist again that I was in my office the entire time. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? Ah, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. At work? You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? Okay, yeah. They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items. A gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. He brought me 2 items. A gun and a pendant that are related to yesterday's case. A gun and a pendant? Yes, this gun, which was the murder weapon, and this pendant, which belonged to the victim. And why were you taking them to Criminal Affairs? There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare these two to. But all this has nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left to be to your satisfaction. This is all matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
Hold it!
Hold it. I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope. But I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions. Oh, then let's see you deduce. So good. Jim waited for me to leave and then stole the master key. For the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed, and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I laid out earlier. I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. And, you know, if in an Ace Attorney game, if you get a new part of the testimony, 9 times out of 10, if you get something new in the testimony, 9 times out of 10, you're supposed to present whatever you're supposed to present next is to that statement. Gun and a pendant. Okay. That's pretty Fisher-Price contradiction. But I need boneheads like me need it.
Objection!
Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me? You fail. As a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. I love it when it kicks up like that after a after a very energetic point in the story. The very energetic, very damning point in the dialogue. It's so good. Fuck. There goes my keyboard. The batteries fall out. No. Come on. Oh my god, the music is so good. They really did localize Investigations 2 fucking 13 years later. The fandom got around to it 2 years after the release, by the way. The Ace Attorney fans really are like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. As if I had a hand in it. Proud of that fandom, you know? Look where we've gotten. You fail. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully.
It says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces.
Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Horseman. Hey! I can't believe you get tripped up by simple arithmetic. That'd be me. Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. What? Don't come any closer, I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey! What's this? He had this on him, sir. I thought the position of Edward's desk lamp and Gumshoe's arm made me think he pulled out a shotgun. I was like, he was not keeping that anywhere on his person. He had this on him, sir. It's a VHS tape. Some people don't know what they are anymore. You need to keep people updated. You can't just assume, you know, common knowledge isn't so common, Mr. Edgeworth. That's a commonly misinterpreted saying, ironically. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. He gets in my face for the breakdowns anyway. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. The KG-8 incident. Oh, of course it's bloodstained. The KG-8 incident? That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give the casing a thorough once-over. Ah! That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No! You've got it all wrong! No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video.
Yeah, it's totally suspicious.
Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that! Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints? Ugh! If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No! Impossible! Ow. Oh, his dental work. March 14th. 5:47 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices. Room 1202. That feels good. The won the case theme. Let it kick in. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir.
It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Yeah, till 6 in the fucking morning. Please accept my apologies.
No, it was nothing, really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person.
Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court. He's Gumshoe's like on thin ice here. Related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, so... Forged evidence. And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons.
Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession.
We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah. Whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up. Although, we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh? Well, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I mean, he's one of them. I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence. Oh yeah, there's always like the bonus at the end of the case. You know, oh, you've won the case. The like the fucking auditory heroine of the won the case theme. You're all done, right? But you have one bonus question you can get right. Just as like, you know, the one loose end, this one loose thread, and if you get it right, you just get some bonus dialogue. What is the significance of this piece of evidence? Yeah, I guess. Maybe. I guess it would be this. The stolen file. Like, well, let me look at the dialogue. To this piece of it. Well, I don't know. Wait, so did he... The prints were wiped. Yeah. Is it the fucking file? See, this is what... Here's... Oh no, they're not gonna let me save here, huh? Ah, man. I remember, like, being able... God. I was just thinking, we've come so far from... What... It's come so far from the fucking Game Boy to the... Okay, relax. What is this piece? I'm stalling. What is this piece of evidence? I want to say it's this. Because, like, what are the... What is this? Why? What do you want from this? I think.
Take that!
The person who stole this file. The other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card! What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Mercurial News, Special Edition. Yatagarasu haunts embassy. The noble Yatagarasu, vigilante of the business world, reappears. See, like, graphics editing is integral in localizations and stuff like this. It might be easy to overlook. Or just kind of like take for granted and as a given, but there's a lot that goes into this layer by layer. It's fascinating. I love it. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. I want to know more. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The Yatagarasu reappears. Corporate dealings exposed. Speedy times, something something great thief, and there's a pie chart. The theft is always performed in silence, and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with this single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! Look! Something's written on the back! What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files! So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. I was gonna say, they leave the card behind? They did! Yes, the calling card. So yes, that was who I remembered it to be. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. The end. Get the jingle. Turnabout visitor. Yes, I love that jingle. Yes, I would love to save my progress. And I think that'll call it for tonight. I will watch the VOD and I hope the microphone settings are all good. Thank you so much. If you tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching the VOD, thank you so much for watching the VOD. I don't know when the next stream will be. Hopefully pretty soon. I think I got everything set up as best as I can. For this microphone, anyway. I am definitely thinking about investing in, I don't know, maybe one with a stand at least. I like a head. There has to be like a good head. I move around too much, you know? Anyway, and I'll decide what to do with the webcam. Whatever. You're done. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you later. Bye.